I do not need to explain why we are in our houses more this summer, but we are. And some of us look at video games as an outlet to what is going on in the world, or some of us just need a window out of our rooms because maybe your mom won't let you out. Well, I say this is the perfect time to have a new experience in gaming. And for that reason, I have compiled a short list of must-plays during this lockdown, especially if you've never tried these before. There's a game for everyone on this list, and even Erica threw in a game of her own. Now, with all that being said, let's get into this list starting with Dark Souls. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and if you have not yet played a Dark Souls game, I would say this is the first one to try. Now, that may make some of you Souls bros a little angry, but as someone who's never been in the franchise, never have tried a Souls game, Dark Souls 3 opened me up to the entire world. Now, most of the time I play first-person shooters, and I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone. And what better than what they say is the hardest game out there. This is a third-person RPG, and in my best way to summarize what is going on in this game, you are a chosen undead. You're like a zombie. And you have a mysterious past, and you are going out and you are capturing the souls of a few powerful entities, and you're bringing them to a bonfire to either save or end your world. So yeah, getting into the story of Dark Souls is not a necessity for playing this game because it is very complex, but it is highly recommended. It's one of the most interesting backstories. But just be aware, if you're starting with the third one, you are already in a well-established world and you're just trying to get through and survive. Never have I ever been challenged this much in a video game. Some boss fights lasted days, and it really took a lot of effort. But in the end, the satisfaction was more than I ever thought I could experience in a video game. I feel like I could have beaten anything, until I got into the next level and experienced the new enemies and the new bosses. The maps and the levels you are playing through are some of the most detailed and beautiful. None of the map is wasted. As someone who typically plays team deathmatch on small maps, it was the change I needed. Alright, number 4 is one of the shooter games that I consider to be a masterpiece for the last couple of years, and that is Titanfall 2. You can't go wrong with Titanfall 2. This game seems to be picking up more steam from word of mouth over the past few years for good reason. The campaign of this shooter was one of the best I have ever experienced in my adult life. Titanfall 2 actually didn't do too well when it launched, and a lot of people, including myself, say that it was due to mismanagement of EA Studios. For some reason, EA thought it was a great idea to drop this game during the same window as Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Whether you like those franchises or not, you have to admit it seems like EA was trying to kill this game. Like, you know, a lot of people only have enough money to buy 1 or 2 games during holiday seasons, and so a lot of them already went with franchises that they knew and loved. I did that exact same thing too, and I missed out on this game when it was at its peak. But all the drama aside, this game added some of the most unique multiplayer gameplay mechanics that reminded me of Halo more than games like Call of Duty. In this game you can go invisible, you can use a grappling hook, you can throw out holograms of yourself, and best of all, you can wall run. Now, Titanfall did all of these things before Call of Duty copied them, and honestly, Titanfall did it much better. And I did forget to say, you do get to play as a giant robot and the pilots that operate them. These things are so much fun to control, and with each one being unique, you can tap into your favorite playstyle and do really well. And when that isn't enough, Respawn Entertainment gives you a story in the campaign that makes you love your Titan like it's your best friend. I could talk about Titanfall 2 for an hour longer, but that's just how much I loved this game. Now, game number 3 for me is just another dip into the RPG world, and that is Zelda Breath of the Wild. It was a very different experience, and because this is the one game that I actually played in bed, this game took me back to the days of playing Pokemon and Metal Gear on my Game Boy. That's some nostalgia a lot of you can relate to. Even when I used to work on the road, I would take my Nintendo Switch with me and play this game. Although I don't want to tell you the entire story of the game, I do want to let you know that it is epic. You wake up in a cave as Link, and explore a ruined world trying to fight off an evil entity known as Ganon. As you make your way from the mountains, deserts, and forests, you start to have flashbacks, giving you insight into what happened to the Hyrule Kingdom, and that you have a much bigger role in its history than you even knew. I love the premise of the lost adventure with amnesia. Story aside, you will fall in love with the world, and see just why this franchise has been around as long as it has. I think anyone who is hesitant to play Nintendo games because they think they're for kids needs to start with this game. And it didn't win Game of the Year for no reason. And here is our wild card. For game number 2, I asked my wife what her favorite game of the past 5 years was. We both fortunately share the same hobbies, and gaming is one of them. You can tell since we both have our own Xboxes. And honestly, guys, get a wife that plays games. You will not be disappointed. Just expect to have 2 of whatever you have, whether that is consoles or PCs, because it's tough sharing. Okay, so we've played a lot of games this past year, and I know you play different games than I do. But what would you consider your favorite game of the last 5 years?
I think my favorite game in the past 5 years would have to be Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh, I didn't expect you to say that.
Now, the reason I said my favorite, I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite, but it's the one that I keep wanting to go back to. It's the thing that is the most beautiful and most stunning, and the quests were so endearing that I keep wanting to go back, and I want to have an experience like that again.
Well, if you think about it, that was the one, that was the hard left that they made, because they hadn't made a game in a while. I think they took a couple years off, and then when they finally came in with that, and it's funny because I didn't play that game.
Yeah.
I tried playing a little bit, but I was too into the games I was playing at the moment, so I kind of missed out on it. So you're saying I should go back and play it?
I think so. I think you're going to love it. I mean, it has everything that I would like anyways. Tons of side quests, animal companion.
Oh, yeah, you have
you have a giant hawk. Yeah, I guess it's not giant. It's a regular hawk. You get to ride camels, and you get to ride horses, and then you get to call them. I just feel like it was so well executed with everything they did, except for maybe combat. I don't know. I love the combat. Some people didn't like it, but I loved it. Mm-hmm. And I love the stealth aspect that you can sneak in, and then it might take you 45 minutes to clear a fort.
Yeah.
But you are loving every second minute. It's almost therapeutic.
Yeah.
And then if you get caught, you just run away and hide in a bush. And then you can pop back out and start doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, so now I know who's going to be having to buy some Assassin's Creed Valhalla this year, huh?
Yes, definitely. Because I enjoyed Odyssey as well, but Origins, I think, has to beat out Odyssey because of how beautiful ancient Egypt is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was going to say that was I think it almost looked better than Odyssey.
Yeah.
From what I saw when you were playing.
Yeah, because it just had, every region had such different, I don't even know how to explain it, different foliage.
Yeah.
And had just a whole different feel in it that you felt like you're in a different world every single time. And I know a lot of video games do that, but it was so different with that game.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being the guest on this section for the wild card.
Woo! I'm glad you asked me.
And now, here we come to the final game. The one I considered to be one of the best first-person shooters to ever exist. This game comes in the class of games like Halo 3, the OG Modern Warfare 2, and this game is Battlefield 1, baby. If you've ever dipped your foot into the Battlefield franchise, you need to. For some reason, there is some made-up rivalry between Battlefield and Call of Duty over the years, and I would like to put an end to that. If you are into shooters, Battlefield and Call of Duty are completely different games. In my opinion, they're not even the same class of game, other than you can shoot each other. Battlefield, though, has something that almost every other first-person shooter game lacks, and that is the name of the game itself. A true battlefield. Conquest is a game mode that has been one of the most successful because it is like a true chaotic mess. Your objective is not just to kill as many people as you run into. It's to work as a team to capture strategic points in what could be like half an hour to a 45-minute match. You can play in this battlefield as infantry in all its classes, or you can spend your whole game in a tank or an airplane if you want to. There are so many tools at your disposal, and the fact that you can either kill someone with a shovel, run them over with a car, crash a plane into them, or bayonet charge them makes this game one of the most unique. I've not even gotten into the fact that this game is set in World War I, one of the most overlooked world wars until recently. Each battlefield is set in a pretty realistic view of some of the places where real-life battles happened. From the city to the countryside and the desert, you are learning real historical facts from the war. I cannot say enough about this game, and I cannot give enough praise to DICE Studios for taking this risk in going back to World War I for a flagship game. If you are looking for a chaotic experience and the most freedom to take people out however you want, you must try Battlefield 1 during this lockdown. I mean, just look at this. In what other game are you going to get the chance to take down a Zeppelin? Well, that's it for this video. I thought long and hard about what I was going to put on this list, and my criteria was simple. What game can I just not go without playing once or twice every couple of months? I mean, what games would you put on your list? I know everyone looks for different things when it comes to gaming, so I'm interested to see what kind of games that you couldn't live without. Now, I did want to go over some of the comments that I got on my last video. Actually, I'm going to start doing this from every video from here on out. At the end, I'm just going to go over some comments. So if you have questions, I will cover them in the next video. First comment was less of a question, but more of a statement. And it's this one. Aw man, this man is too cute. Now, I will not fight these kinds of comments. Okay. The next one was dang, what a cutie. I'm not sure what's going on here, but like I said, I don't hate it, and I'm not going to stop it. And the last comment that I got on my last video was, amazing channel. In your next video, can you describe your greatest life moment? I thought this was funny because, like, who asks that? But I'll answer it. And I'll just have to say the answer is that it was the day I got married. Believe it or not, you don't start hating your wife until you're a boomer. And since we're young, dude, things are perfect right now. If you made it this far, thanks for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.